Thank you very much. This meeting is called to order. Before we make any progress, we want to invoke God's presence on this particular occasion. So we start with prayers. For the Muslim, we'll have Inspector Alpha Kamara. Please come forward and lead us in Muslim prayers. Quickly, please. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Thank you very much for the Muslim rendition. Now can I invite Superintendent Daniel Sise to come and lead us in Christian prayers, please.
In the name of Jesus Christ, we come before you and surrender the rest of this program to you. Have your way. Bless this church, this session. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. God bless you all in Jesus.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Sise. The Honorable Vice President of Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Juldeh Jalloh, Minister of Internal Affairs, Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Ambrose Michael Sevula, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Deputy Inspector General, Deputy Director General Correctional Services, officers, men and women of the Sierra Leone Police here present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very important day in the history of the Sierra Leone Police Force. As I stood back there when you were praying, I kept humming under my breath a very popular Christian chorus, Amazing Grace, how sweet that sound, that saved a wretch like me. I once was blind, now I can see. That one is a chorus that runs across every occasion. Be it a funeral or an occasion like this one, it fits in there perfectly. This day is important for two reasons. One, we are going to see the re-establishment of ranks which have been taken away for over 2 decades. It took us 2 decades just for one Inspector General, Dr. Ambrose Sevula, to recognize the need for us to bring back those ranks. And secondly, this is the first time in the history of the SLP that we are having this ceremony, dipping ceremony. Like I said earlier, in 2018, when some of us were decorated as Assistant Inspector Generals, we missed it slightly because somebody said it has never happened. It has never happened doesn't mean it cannot happen. And Dr. Ambrose Sevula has proven that person wrong, that it can happen at any time. But I'm sure this is the right time. Under the leadership of Dr. Ambrose Sevula, we have seen so many positive things happening in the SLP. I can aptly describe Dr. Sevula as a transition man. He is replacing negative energy with positive energy. He has made tremendous contributions in this very short time, which has not been done by most of the IGs I've seen in my time. I've changed like 7 Inspector Generals, but this one stands out very clearly because of what he has done and what he's continuing to do in the SLP. He will be remembered for so many things, amongst them the fact that he saw the need. He inherited a system that was clogged. It was really clogged, gridlocked. No chance for upward mobility in this job because selfishly, we took out all our ranks and we maintained just a few. But he saw the need, says, if we want to make progress in this job, we have to open up a little. And with the support of government, especially the chairman of the Police Council, His Excellency the Vice President, he was able to put his vision into practice. So today we are here to decorate our officers, newly promoted officers across the board. Like I said, this is very new, a novelty in the SLP. It has never happened before. Because of the contingency of time, we are not going to really make too many speeches. I want to move ahead with the program. We have a very short program, keep it short. And the next item, item number 9 on the program is where we are going to ask our Inspector General of Police, Dr. Ambrose Michael Sevula, to make a statement and to present the newly promoted officers to the chairman of the Police Council, who is His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Juldeh Jalloh. Inspector General, please, the floor is yours.
His Excellency, Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, who also double as the chairman of the Police Council, the president of the Police Council, my Minister of Internal Affairs, David Pandanoa, his deputy, the High Lawrence Lima, the Chief of Defense Staff, EMB members, my beautiful wife, who also double as the president of the Police Wives Association, Police Council members, newly promoted people, 4th and 5th Estate. Good morning. Yes, I agree. Good afternoon. Honorable Vice President and Chairman of the Police Council, Dr. Mohamed Juldeh Jalloh, the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Cabinet Ministers present, members of the Police Council, distinguished members of the security sector, members of the EMB retired senior police officers, the newly promoted senior police officers and families, members of the 4th and the 5th estates, my beautiful wife, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by formally welcoming you all to the Sierra Leone Police Senior Officers Mess Kingdom for the first ever decoration ceremony of newly promoted senior police officers, a novelty. The chairperson will say a novelty. Don't say it's not possible. You try it. You can go and bang and come and go. Like Amwibo said, avoid the reaction until you cross. When the leadership of an organization changes, you expect a lot of things to change. Being part of the senior management team before my appointment to the office of IGP gives me the opportunity of a thorough understanding of the management challenges that we face as a modern police organization, which are both internal and external. Honorable Vice President, distinguished guests, let me remind you that the post-war restructuring of the Sierra Leone Police affected many aspects of the organization, including the ranking system, as some of the ranks were disestablished, which also affected this salary grades and scales of personnel and officers. Consequently, they negatively impacted on remuneration, thus undermining the general morale of personnel. Moreover, the increase in organizational strength over time, coupled with the associated promotion scheme for university graduates and hard-working officers, continue to strain the already congested senior cadre, particularly between the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police and Assistant Inspector General of Police. Unfortunately, the SAP has fairly young officers that have remained in some of those ranks for a while. There are some that have served for 6 years on one rank and still have more years to retirement. If such officers on the AIG rank, for example, are not promoted to DIG or IGP, they will have to spend 11 or more years on one rank before retirement. That is not good. They cannot give their best. This is the chaos of many officers in the senior cadre, as the limited vacancies cannot allow for their promotions. This stale upward mobility does not give the officers the opportunity to face new challenges, which is causing job fatigue. Style promotions also have a negative effect on the calculation of the end of service benefit, which is determined by not only the length of service, but also the rank that one retires with. The retired senior police officer can attest to that, because when their end of service benefit was worked out, it's nothing to write home about. Just few moments, you see them languishing in the street. Have they done bad, having served for 40 years in the Sierra Leone police? We need to talk about it. With all this, we have decided to go back to the basis. Back to basis. Let me therefore, on behalf of the AMB and the rank and file of the SLP, extend our appreciation to His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, the Honorable Vice President and Chairman of the Police Council, and the entire membership of the Police Council, Minister of Internal Affairs, for reasoning with us, the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, for the legal advice, and the Ministry of Finance for the initial financial concurrence to introduce some of the rank established during the restructuring process. I think we, as policemen, we have to put our hands together for those people, because it was not easy. The challenges were here and there. People do not understand what actually I meant by it. It's not just matter of promotion. It's matter of when you must have retired. All of us will be retiring. Maybe I will be taking the lead. So it's better we talk about it now. Our job is too challenging and we are doing it. We must do it with sincerity of purpose, with intention that when you retire, you can be accorded such benefit. The Honorable Vice President, sir, distinguished guests, our usual 9-rank structure has now been expanded to 17 with the introduction of 8 more ranks from bottom to the top. We now have constable, corporal, sergeant major, sub-inspector, inspector, chief inspector, cadet assistant superintendent of police, assistant superintendent of police, deputy superintendent of police, superintendent of police, chief superintendent of police, assistant commissioner of police, commissioner of police, assistant inspector general of police, deputy inspector general of police, and inspector general of police. These are the new ranks structures now, where I think if we go by it can capture the grade system in the service charter, so that the police cannot be disadvantaged. To whom much is given, more is expected. You find officers, if government pay you good money, you must serve government and people of this country with sincerity of purpose. This matches with the police ranking system in most English-speaking countries. This has freed up the space for regular and more promotions. Today, Honorable Vice President, distinguished guests, you have in front of you senior officers that have just been promoted to various ranks, including 5 Assistant Inspector General of Police, 9 Commissioner of Police. Unfortunately, lost one yesterday, Mr. Samuel Kabo. In his honor, can we stand up and give 1 minute of silence? Rest in perfect peace. Let's sit down, please. Until his death, he was the local unit commander of Bont Division. 32 Assistant Inspector General of Police, as Assistant Commissioner of Police. With the permission of Honorable Vice President, can we pay? We have done it already. As you are aware, Honorable Vice President, this set of officers went through interviews conducted by a subcommittee set up by the Police Council. That subcommittee was chaired by no less a person but Mr. K.O. Bar, Chairman of the Public Service Commission and a member of the Police Council. If my memory could serve me well, this has never happened in the history of the Sierra Leone Police, for which we are grateful. To the newly promoted officers, you are now going to occupy strategic command positions, and we expect the best from you. I will therefore entreat you to uphold teamwork, honesty, consistency, decisiveness, and problem-solving capabilities as attributes of transformational leadership. I also encourage you to support the vision of the Sierra Leone Police and the bigger picture, that is the government of Sierra Leone medium-term development plan. Set higher standards in carrying out your mandate and value. Your subordinates and the people you serve by being disciplined, creating a feeling of fairness, truth, trust, and loyalty. I will underline the word loyalty. Loyalty in this context, when you are loyal to government, the government vision is to have every country live in peace, create wealth, development. So when you are loyal to government, meaning you are loyal to the people of this country, because there is no government that wants to see the citizenry of a country which is served to suffer. When you are loyal to the Constitution, the custodian of that Constitution is the government. The head of the government is the president. Now, who is that president? That president is retired Brigadier General Dr. Julius Mada Ngoni Bio. Let's put our hands together for him, gentlemen. So let's be very much emphatic about your loyalty to the people of this country through the governance structure. Meaning, when you are highly disciplined, you will go abide with instructions that are given to you that will bring peace and tranquility in a given society. That is why we exist as policemen and women. Set higher standards in carrying out your mandate and value your subordinate. I'm reading it again for you to really understand that I'm very emphatic on this. Set higher standards. You cannot come row, quote unquote, if I may quote Creole people. They say you move like elephant, you go inside a rat hole. Is that a higher standard? You can move like a rat and behave like an elephant. That's a higher standard. So I hope being decorated and placed in strategic leadership positions, you must be able to behave and perform the needful. Your subordinates and the people you serve by being disciplined. Creating a feeling of fairness. When you are fair, the public will like you. Even when the tide is against them. Even when he knows what he's going through is difficult, but you are fair with him, he can acclaim you to be the police of the country. Don't allow the people to say, "Una police." Let the people say, "Our police." Trust and loyalty. That will affect the general performance of the organization. In effect, we positively contribute to national development. We are very critical in national development programs. If we fail, when the police is faulty, the country becomes weak. When the police is very strong, the country becomes strong. And when the country is strong, the economy is strong, development is coming. The question of there are no jobs, jobs will be created. The Honorable Vice President, sir, distinguished guest, I now have the honor to formally present to you the newly promoted senior police officers for decoration. I thank you for your attention. By that point, by that point, let me first of all ask you all that have been promoted to stand up. We will be now coming to talk about class stratification. Class stratification. They will now be saying, you are not better than this, but you are higher than this. So these are, Honorable Vice President, these are the 5 Assistant Inspector General, 9 commissioners, and 33 assistant commissioners. You can sit down. Do you have the citation? Honorable Vice President, sir, I prepare citation for each and every one of these officers. The council members saw all their citations, but for exigence of time and you being the acting president, your table must be filled. I will permit you. I will encourage you, sir, to permit me to omit the citation reading, because there are some people, their degree is from here to there. If we start reading it, we will not finish the LLB, the BBA, the this and that. So permit me to omit the citation reading. But by and large, they are all 5 people. The committee that interviewed them can attest to that, because they were able to go through all their citations. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, IG, for this very short, inspiring, and motivational speech. Leadership is about communicating to the people what is possible with them, so much so that they see it in them and they become of it. That is what the IG does each time. Each time you see to the IG, he's always communicating the vision of the SLP to you. Yes. So at this point, we move with the program to the actual decoration of the newly promoted senior officers. Like the IG said, society is stratified. So we are going to start with the AIGs, the newly promoted AIGs. They are going to be decorated by no less a person than the Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Mohamed Juldeh Jalloh. He will be assisted by the Inspector General of Police. So as I read out your name, you step forward, you stand down there, then the VP, the Vice President, and the Inspector General will come forward to decorate you. So we'll start. Gabriel Tommy, Assistant Inspector General. So please, paparazzis who are advised you stay where you just maintain where you have been standing. Yes, that is newly promoted AIG, Gabriel Tommy, being decorated by the Vice President and the Inspector General of Police. Yes. Thank you very much. He will be followed by Harold Hanses, AIG Harold Hanses. Okay, that he will be followed by AIG Francis Moses Tower. Delta One, the backbone of the SLP, Delta One. And Delta One will be closely followed by Assistant Inspector General Brahma Kane. Thank you very much, VP. The fifth newly promoted is unavoidably absent. So for now, we have only 4 standing for decoration. As ADC, Sylvester Kuruma, yes.
We can recognize his wife. Is his wife here?
Mrs. Kuruma, are you within this particular building? Okay, come and stand in his gap, like they say in the church. Stand in his gap and take his blessings. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vice President, for this round of decoration. Now we are going to ask the Minister of Internal Affairs, Mr. Daniel Pandanua, to come forward to decorate the newly appointed Commissioners of Police. First, we'll start with Victor Manfred Williams, Commissioner of Police. Please come forward. Thank you very much. And he is followed by Francis Musa Hazley, Regional Commander, Freetown East. Francis Musa Ainsley will be followed by Andrew M. Kamara, Commissioner of Police, Mile 91 Division. Next in the queue is Madam Kadi Samura, Commissioner of Police, LC Lungi. See how gender sensitive the IG is. Next in the queue is Madam Fadela N.K. Keller. Next, newly appointed to be decorated is Commissioner of Police Daniel Amara Bongro. The next officer. Okay, we move on to the Assistant Commissioners of Police. The first in the queue, they will be decorated. The first 5 of them will be decorated by the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, Honorable Lawrence Lahai Lima. Now, the first person is Assistant Commissioner Khrushchev Kabo. Next to be decorated in this category is Assistant Commissioner of Police Shekuti Kamara, commonly called 38. The next officer on the list is Assistant Commissioner of Police Edward M. Conte, but
Do you swear that I will well and truly serve His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone? In the office of the Superior Police Officer without favor or affection. Malice or ill will. And that I will cause His Excellency's peace to be kept and preserved. And that I will prevent to the utmost of my power all offenses against the same. And that I will truly and faithfully obey all lawful commands of the government of Sierra Leone. And that while I continue to hold the present office or some other office in the Sierra Leone Police Force, I will do to the best of my skill and knowledge. Discharge all the duties thereof faithfully according to law. So help me God.
The Inspector General of Police, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Deputy Director of the Correctional Services, senior members of police, former AIGs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First of all, I want to personally thank, on behalf of the Police Council and His Excellency the President, thank the Inspector General of Police and the entire Senior Management Board of the Police for organizing this very memorable event and for honoring me as Vice President and Chairman of the Police Council to deliver the keynote address. I want to thank you very much for that. Firstly, let me also, on behalf of the Police Council, congratulate all the newly promoted officers. I want to personally congratulate you and wish you well in your new endeavors and your new responsibilities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to use the opportunity to let every serving police officer today in this country know that the police institution is going through transformation, and that today we are here not only to celebrate the promotion of newly promoted officers, but also to celebrate how far we have come in the last 3 years, given our overwhelming commitment to improve policing and police activities in this country. You will agree with me, in the last 3 years, the new direction government have improved the conditions of service in the police force. We have instituted an annual 25% increase in salary, so that by 2023, we will have round up a 100% increase in salary of police officers in this country. We have also progressively supported the gradual creation of a police fleet. We have improved mobility, although very modestly. We are already in negotiation to increase the mobility capacity of the police so that they can police the 2023 elections without any difficulty. Today, I came late because I was chairing the budgetary hearings, where I made a plea to the Minister of Finance and to the entire Ministry of Finance the need to support not only upward mobility within the police, but to support the police to have communication and the mobility capacity. And I believe that plea and that message has gone down well with the Minister of Finance and the Ministry. I want you all to know that it is the fervent commitment and dedication of His Excellency the President to support not only the police but the entire security forces in this country. That support means improving the conditions of service, providing an enabling environment for them to carry out their responsibilities, including communication and mobility, and proper welfare packages, so that when they leave the security forces, they will enjoy their retirement. Like the Inspector General just said, to whom much is given, much is expected. We are providing all of these supports. We are undertaking strategic reform within the security sector just to improve not only the professionalism of the security sector, but also their operational capacity. We are expecting from the security forces, particularly the police force, the topmost professional standard. That is why, for the first time in our own time, that we have instituted a mechanism within the police council that any senior officer that will be promoted to the rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police, Commissioner of Police, AIG, DIG, and IG will be interviewed by the police council. We are not only going to leave promotions of senior officers in the hands of few people, so that it can be managed, done in a way that it does not reflect hard work and professionalism in the police force. That is why we have decided that every senior officer entering the rank of Commissioner of Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Commissioner of Police, AIG, DIG will familiarize themselves with the work of the Police Council, members of the Police Council, so that I, the chairman, will know them and look over time their career, their performance. Because tomorrow, anyone that is going to head the Sierra Leone Police will be somebody of impeccable professional character. We are investing resources also in training We have already secured additional 10 positions for the next leadership trainee. We are working very hard to expand that, and we are also working very hard to create spaces, not only for the police force, but for also the military to serve in peacekeeping missions, so that police officers, military officers will have requisite experience overseas that will enhance their professional career when they come back home. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to conclude by saying that the government, the new direction government, has been investing a lot of resources in what I call human capital development. We have taken 22% of the gross domestic product. We have given it to education. When we came in, budgetary allocation in the health sector was 6%. We have progressively increased that to 11.4%, and we intend to increase that to 15% by 2023 to meet the Abuja commitment. We are also taking very strong steps to transform what before this time were initially social sectors like agriculture, like tourism, like marine, like the energy sector. We are transforming them to very productive sector so that we can encourage foreign direct investment in Sierra Leone. Because it is only when you have foreign direct investment in Sierra Leone we'll be able to create jobs and additional tax revenue. And I want you to know that nobody will come and invest in Sierra Leone if Sierra Leone is not peaceful and stable. Nobody will going to bring their money to this country if the country is not peaceful and stable. It is as a result of that we have been undertaking both what I call soft reforms and hard reforms in the security sector so that you can make your own contribution to the peace and stability of this country. The money we are spending today to increase recruitment, the money we are spending today to move into new ranks, it comes with serious budgetary implications. The money we are spending today to improve communication within the security sector, the money we are spending today to uplift the intelligent infrastructure in this country, and the money we are spending today to build the operational capacity of the security forces is for you to contribute to the peace and stability of this country, which is no doubt vital for the economic development and prosperity of Sierra Leone. I want you to know that you are very important in our development prospect, and we look forward to the security sector to provide that support to enable us to deliver peace and development to the people of this country. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you very much, His Excellency.
Hello, welcome to the system. May your name and that you be?
Of course, me and Assistant Superintendent of Police, Samuel Sayo Conte, Deputy Superintendent of Police.
As we then had a senior police officers met, and we see some police officers then in a different attire, like a unique attire, and also we see plenty of people that today at this place. And one for making them, what's in the occasion?
Yes, this is a very special occasion wherein superior police officers, you know, in the Sierra Leone police, we get stages from the rank of superintendent upwards. We no longer they call them senior officers, but then as superior police officers. Now then the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, they can dress in the official regalia. In other words, some set day we na assistant commissioner, some set day when a commissioner them, some other set day when a AIGs them. So that three category day, the AIGs, the commissioners and the assistant commissioners. The Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, they come dress them officially today. So I make you see this place jam-packed so.
So how important this occasion can be to the Sierra Leone police?
Very, very important, I would say, since we are joining the Sierra Leone police. For me, this is the first in the history of the Sierra Leone police for let them promote 45 superior police officers where the Vice President can dress them. And mind you, they also get to take oath, because they don't take oath when they join the police. But because of the new rank structure now, then they take another oath, because then are superior police officers.
So what do you can take an officer for the reach to this guy?
Of course, hard work, dedication, perseverance, and of course, you get to get passion for the job.
So how they come and just forget them senior police officers they are so today where they go to superior?
Of course, it's, I would say, plenty thank you to the Inspector General of Police, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, the management of the Sierra Leone Police, and the Police Council for this kind of wonderful opportunity we will boss the longest. Of course, it's just fall in the category of course dedication, hard work, passion, and it's all based on merit. Some man down there, they don't serve the police for quite some time. So today, not only number of glad, but in family members they are also glad.
So what's the message we go send for the general public concerning this particular promotion will take place at the Sierra Leone police?
They serve as a motivation and inspiration, and also it sends a strong signal to members of the public in the Sierra Leone police. We are striving to jump from a force for good to a force for better.
Okay, thank you very much.